How's it going, everyone? Nick here. I've got a truck that I wanted to show you guys. Pretty excited on this because it has been a bit since I've been in an HD Duramax. And if some of you guys are OGs and remember years ago my past on what I used to do, I used to build a lot of Chevy HDs and a lot of Ford Super Ds and a lot of Ram trucks, a lot of 8-lug stuff. I really loved and enjoyed the 8-lug trucks. I first have to say, I do feel very privileged and thankful to have the support that I have from my wife, and then not let alone further than that is my clients. So grateful to be in the position to be able to afford picking up another truck and afford picking up what I was really just eyeballing ever since it came out was this truck right here. This color has just always just stood out to me, and just this whole AEV package is super clean. The bumpers on it and just everything that comes along with it. And I'll show you real quick here on the inside, because the AEVs, the AT4X is really the other prime thing about these trucks, as well as the Denali Ultimates, are the seats. The seats are just freaking awesome. They are definitely a lot softer than my AT4 seats, and then you can't argue about the massagers. So the massaging seat is just awesome. And then the other thing too is this truck has a suede headliner, which is pretty cool, just aesthetics wise. But then the other thing is the speaker system. The stereo system is the same, but I believe it's got like 3 extra more speakers for more of a surround sound sounding stereo system. It sounds great. I'm gonna leave it all stock. It's great for me. I don't need anything more. That's pretty much the inside of the truck. This isn't gonna be like a walk around of review on the truck or anything. I love it. I don't have anything bad to say about it other than I just don't like leaving things stock. I love stance. I love a nice wheel and tire package, and that's my background, and that's what I'm going to change about the truck. Obviously, I'm going to put some other touches on the truck. I'm going to tint the windows. I'm going to do, I kind of don't like these amber fender lenses. Those right there, those markers, I'm going to change that. And a couple other aesthetics, but nothing major. But the big major thing is going to be the attitude of the truck. This truck, these AT4Xs or ZR2s, the Chevy version, the Bisons or ZR2s, they come with a factory 2-inch lift. And forgive me when I say this, I know it's an argument's sake and some of you are going to disagree with me, but to me, this truck comes with a 2-inch factory leveling kit. This is why I say that, is because in the aftermarket world, anything that just raises the truck height but does not change the pivot points of the front suspension, as in dropping the pivot points down on the frame, is considered a leveling kit. Keeping everything in the factory position and just adding a couple inches to a strut or to a torsion bar height, or a coil spacer on top of factory coils, that is a leveling kit. Anything that drops down on an IFS, drops down the pivot points of the the lower control arms, right there, that bolt that's sticking out, when it drops down and it has a cross member, a lift kit cross member, that's a lift kit. So I will say, from all my research and everything and what I've done with this truck, and before this truck, I did the research, and and I'm not pulling down the suspension at all. I think it's a really great package. That's why I bought one. But really, if you break it down, GM, if you notice that lower control arm has like an arch to it. Let me see if I can get underneath there and show you guys. So you see right here how this drops down and the ball joint's a little bit further down from the plane of the control arm. That right there is basically a drop control arm point to where it drops the spindle down, raising the truck. And then they also come with a more beefier spindle, and the upper control arm is also redesigned differently than a factory HD suspension. So between the upper control arm, the spindle, and the lower control arm, and then also too, they do add, you see the differential right there, they do add about a 5/8 diff mount that drops, the mount has actually dropped down. The position, it's not a spacer, the mount itself that's bolted to the frame that then the axle bolts to is about 5/8 of an inch drop down further to help with the CV angle. If you notice there, which is, to me, being a suspension guy, I mean, yeah, you helped the CV angle, but the tie rod angle is still there. So that's probably the only discredit to this suspension kit, in my opinion, is that this tie rod has not been changed, if anything, barely over what a regular HD would be. But obviously you see the lower control arm has a good, flat ball joint position, which is great. And then you notice on the upper, let's see if I can get up there and show it to you. You notice on the upper, that's also been repositioned as well. So GM really did their homework on this setup. I really do value what they've done. I think they paid attention to a lot of people that were buying these trucks and then right off the showroom floor, taking them down to lift kit shops and having leveling kits, or just buying the parts online and installing them in their driveway. I think they did a really good job engineering their own version of what people were doing directly off the showroom floor. For many years now, these HDs go off the showroom floor, they put a set of keys, set of upper control arms on it, and then put a larger tire underneath it, which these are a 305/70/18, and it equals out to just shy of a 35/12, if I'm not mistaken. And this truck, the tires fit perfectly. So really, really clean setup. The look of the truck is just awesome with that stance. So I was talking to you about the front and in the rear, show you, because obviously, GM is shipping these trucks with a taller rear of the truck up higher, so it's raked. And how they do the rear is by a simple, 1.5 inch block in the rear. Pretty straightforward. That's why I say, I know people are not going to agree with me. They say, oh, it's a GM lift kit. It's a leveling kit. It's exactly what people are buying nonstop off of line from these manufacturers. That's an upper control arm, torsion bar keys, and possibly diff drops, and then adding a block in the back. This is exactly the same. It's just accomplished a little bit different because they have a re-engineered lower control arm, and their upper control arm is also. And they engineered it so then the suspension, I did do a measurement. I have another video that's going to show it too as well. But factory HD trucks, 2500s, whether it's a Denali or AT4 or any of that stuff, the center to fender at ride height off the showroom floor is 24 inches. On this truck, with that 2-inch lift, comes out to be 26 inches. So they brought it up 2 inches. It's there. It's 100% there. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I think it's taller. No, it's 2 inches. You can measure a factory HD truck and then measure these AT4s or ZR2s, and you're going to get a 2-inch difference. It's 2 inches. So really great job by GM. Not doubting them, downing them at all on what they've done. I think they've come up with a great package. And then you got the Multimatic shocks as well that are included with this truck. My review on the Multimatic shocks are still up for I'm not sure yet. I'm not sold on them 100%, which is fine. They're not bad, but it is what it is. So let's point out something else too that's really cool. So obviously we talked about this front bumper. I'm not going to put a winch on it. I don't see a reason to. I'm not really needing to winch things out with the truck, but I really do like the bumper, and it comes with an integrated skid plate and splash shield on the truck. So all of this is all basically encapsulated, so no debris or anything like that gets pushed up into the engine area. I mean, it is completely sealed off, which is awesome. Totally cool and well engineered. These trucks also come with already a mud flap delete, that's what usually people are calling them, because the standard ones hang down a lot further and they're called a mud flap. So this would be a short stubby mud flap, if you want to say. Again, they sell them aftermarket, and here GM's just including them with the truck. The fender flares do stick out a little bit further on this truck compared to a normal truck, normal HD. I don't have the exact measurement of how much it does, but it does stick out a little bit. So that's pretty nice. The grill's a little bit different on this one. Just a little bit of different accents on it. Just make up the whole overall look. I almost overlooked the big elephant in the room here, because you see that I have a Brown Automotive Group front license plate, and you see this truck has cab lights, okay? So I started looking at these trucks about a year ago. We were going down to the dealerships trying to figure out which model myself and my wife really liked, and we were going back and forth on you know, which level package we wanted, but we knew we wanted this metallic silver truck and sterling metallic. And then once we started really digging into it, we're like, oh, you know what? We kind of really like the trucks with the cab lights, the cab lights on top. And my wife's like, let's try to find one with it. So we looked all over California, every dealership, like, no cab lights, no cab lights. Finally, they started telling us they don't make them for California with cab lights. And I thought it was just, I just didn't think that was even remotely, I mean, again, I just thought it was a dealership telling us something that was just not correct. Come to find out, unfortunately, as soon as a dealership goes to order the truck and they click California compliant truck, it automatically takes off the option for cab lights. You cannot actually order it with cab lights. You just can't. So with that said, we started looking out of state. And, you know, we did see a couple of them in Arizona. The one that I actually had lined up got sold before I could pull the trigger on it. And then this one was available in Texas, and we were able to make a deal stick, and we paid for it. And we went back out and we flew out there and picked it up and drove it home, my wife and I. So if you see anything on my social media talking about cab lights, that's the significance. We really just wanted cab lights. We like the look, especially at night. It's all lit up and everything, and we really like it. So the reason why we went to Texas was the cab lights. Out of state is the cab lights. And there's a little bit of you know, dilemmas on getting a truck out of state. But I did talk to some people that had already done it, and we were comfortable with what came along with the responsibilities of that. So we picked it up and we came home with it. The dealership, I will show you, the dealership out in Texas, they tint their windows off the showroom floor. I'm not sure what tint that is, what percentage, but that's going to get redone. We're going to go a little bit darker. I like it darker. But no, really nice setup. Really love the truck. Rear bumper also, obviously the AEV bumper. I mean, it's a killer package. So let's talk about what's next. What is going to happen to this truck? I can't leave things alone. And like I said, my background is about changing the ride height and stance of the vehicles. That's just me. I just have to play with it. I have to dial it in. So this truck comes with a 2-inch factory kit. We are going to take it up another 2 inches from where it is now, and we're going to put on a McGaughys 4-inch kit. So there is questions online. Does the 4-inch kit go on top of the 2-inch kit? No, it does not. Because like I told you, you know, the way that GM is lifting this truck basically gets canceled out when the 4-inch kit goes on it. So the truck will end up sitting at 4 inches exactly, 2 more inches taller than what it is now. And that is going to make room for the tires and wheels that I'm looking to go with. On round one, I'm going to stick with the factory AEV wheels, round one. Okay, and then we'll have another video with the installation. The truck actually goes in here soon to McGaughys to actually get the whole install done. So we'll be shooting a video on that and showing you how that's all going to happen. But we're going to stick with the factory wheels for now on that lift kit and go with the bigger tire. I know a lot of people are going to be like, why did you buy the AT4X if you're just going to put a lift kit on it? Well, I liked everything else that came with the AT4X. I like the bumpers, I like the interior, I like the seats, I like the stereo. So for me, yes, I'm a suspension guy. The factory suspension didn't really hold a whole lot of value to me. I mean, I think it is great. I am changing it. I also am going to stay with the Multimatic shocks for now until otherwise. Oh, another thing, nuisance right here. Brand new truck, and GM doesn't paint these CV shafts, the ends. And then the CV shafts, and then right there, the differential underneath there, that's also raw. So we're going to tackle that as well. We're going to clean all those up. This truck has, I mean, it only has like 1,200 miles on it now from the drive home from Texas and then some stuff around town. So it has no mileage on it. It's brand new, and you can already see the surface rust there. So we're going to clean all that up. We're going to paint it solid black, so then when the lift kit's on it and you look underneath it, it doesn't look like junk. That just makes the truck look just completely, I don't know. It just dates it. It makes it look old. So It is a diesel, 6.6 Duramax. Not sure what I'm going to do for any of that kind of stuff. If maybe some bank stuff or maybe some other stuff might be in the future. I'm not really sure about that. Right now, I'm going to concentrate on the stance, the wheel and tire package, larger tire, and then get it set up for towing. I'm a big stickler on setting up trucks, perfectly for towing. So I'm going to concentrate on that stuff. This is a daily driver. This is a truck that I'm going to be hauling, towing our other vehicles with, and anything else that needs to be hauled around. And then, just like I said, daily driver, something that's just going to be a good looking truck. So we might take it out camping type stuff, but nothing heavy off-road crazy. We have other trucks for off-road fun. So yeah, we're just going to use it as a typical truck. Our goals, my goal personally, is to make it look better and to make the thing ride to the best possible. And I've already got some products that I'm talking to, some manufacturers, about making the ride as best as possible. So stay tuned for that. If you're into that kind of stuff and that's the goals that you have, we're going to be conquering that with this truck, and I'm going to be documenting it all the way through and giving you exact details. I'm not no gatekeeper, none of that stuff. I do have a lot of relationships in the industry, so that gives me a little bit of upper hand to be able to work with people and to accomplish some of my goals. And I'm going to do that. And I'm going to put out the content so you guys can follow along and do the same stuff to your truck. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. But man, I'm in love with this truck. Let me know what you guys think about it. I know I splurged a little bit, but it is what it is. I'm getting older, and at the end of the day, I'm not looking to flip this truck right away. So I'm going to keep it for a little bit, and I just wanted a nice truck. I hope you guys can value that. And some of you probably are going to say, oh, you could have just done an AT4. And yeah, I could have just done an AT4, but we splurged. Here we are. We went for it. AT4X AEV edition. Man, I love this color. YouTube is not as efficient, and I do have difficulty keeping up with comments. So if you do want to get into a more detailed conversation about the truck, questions, or anything that I've tried or you want to suggest to me, hit me up on my Instagram. It's nick.v70. It's just so much easier to communicate on that platform than YouTube. So again, I love YouTube. It's great and it's informational, but the communication side of things, I can only write words. I can't, give you a picture or have just better dialogue. So hit me up on Instagram, and then too, go check me out on there and follow some of our adventures on there on a regular basis. But yep, this is my truck. Just picked it up. I'm in love. Can't wait to see, all the changes that it goes through on this thing. So thanks for watching, guys.